Good morning. In the earlier lecture, we have already discussed about the economic factors which determine the growth of entrepreneurship. Now, we are going to discuss about the social factors which also act as a determinant of entrepreneurship. Here, the first factor is caste factor. Even though we assume that caste system is not practiced in the modern world, still it is seen to be influencing various sectors of the economy. Similarly, in the entrepreneurial sector also, caste system plays a major role in determining the growth of an entrepreneur. It is assumed that if an entrepreneur belongs to a lower caste, he will not be able to flourish in his economic activities, or he will not be able to flourish in his business. It is assumed that the entrepreneurs belonging to a lower caste will have lower guts or lower courage to perform the business activities. He will not be able to take on higher risk as compared to those belonging to a higher caste. Therefore, the judgmental thinking of the people of the society also to some extent brings down the morale of an entrepreneur and influence the growth of entrepreneurship. The next factor is family background. In family background, it is seen that sometimes the father is an entrepreneur, and so the child also gains the interest of proceeding in an entrepreneurship line. Therefore, family background also plays a major role in bringing up the new entrepreneurs for the society, hence influencing the growth of entrepreneurship. The next factor is education. Now let's see how does education influence the growth of entrepreneurship. Sometimes what happens is that people who have gained high class education in business field or say in commerce field gradually gains interest of opening his own business firm or opening his own entrepreneurship firm as compared to the others who have gained education in some engineering or in some doctor lines. Therefore, the line of education also influences the growth of entrepreneurs. It is also seen that people with high class education, like who have done MCom or MBA, tend to go for some jobs where they will get a good package. But people who have not attained a high class degree thinks of establishing his own business. Therefore, education also to some point plays a major role in determining the growth of entrepreneurship. The next point is attitude of the society. As we know that business is a part of society and society is also a part of business, because in the near future they will become our consumers or customers, and therefore business is highly dependent on the society, or we may say that business and society both are dependent on each other, and therefore an entrepreneur needs to acquire some positive response from the society in order to establish his business. If an entrepreneur gains the negative response from the society, he will not be able to grow his business. Therefore, the attitudes of the society also play a major role, or they are also a major determinant in the growth of entrepreneurship. The next factor is cultural value. How can culture values influence the growth of an entrepreneur? The cultural values of an entrepreneur, his values, his ethics, what is right or what is wrong, all these things determine the growth of an entrepreneur. The behavior norms, manners, all these things as a whole frame the culture and in turn determines the growth of entrepreneurship. After going through the economic and social determinants of entrepreneurship, now we will see the last factor, that is political factor, which determines the entrepreneurship. The first political factor is the supportive action of the government. Whether the government supports your action of establishing an entrepreneurial activity by providing you certain subsidies, by providing you certain facilities. All these things motivate the entrepreneurs to set up a new enterprise. The next factor is ensure the availability of required resources. Due to some political factors, if an entrepreneur is unable to acquire some resources, some essential resources like finance, etc., it will demotivate the entrepreneur and he will not be able to grow his business. The next factor is policies relating to various economic aspects. Now, if the policies framed by the government in setting up of a new enterprise is highly tough, then it will demotivate the entrepreneur to start up his new business. The next factor is promotive government activities. Now, it is the duty of the government to perform activities every now and then in order to motivate the upcoming entrepreneurs or the fresh entrepreneurs who are just stepping the field of entrepreneurship. Now, if the government fails to come up with the promoting activities or the promotional activities, then the upcoming entrepreneurs will not be motivated, will not be encouraged, and they will not be able to start up their new business, or they will not grow in the field of entrepreneurship. And the last point is political stability, or the political stability of the government. The political stability of the government is also a good factor in determining the growth of entrepreneurship, because it is seen that if the government keeps on changing, the policies or the rules and regulations also keeps on changing, and these changing rules and regulations greatly hamper the working of the entrepreneurs. Therefore, all these factors influence the growth of entrepreneurship. So in this video we have discussed about the social and the political factors which determine the growth of entrepreneurship. And I hope that you have understood the points. Thank you.